What's up there, everybody? I hope you're having a good one. SNK just released a new video for their next character that is coming out into City of the Wolves, and it is Gato. So let's take a look here. We're going to watch this video, and then we're going to go over some of the history and some of his moves that are going to be heading over into City of the Wolves.
I'll rip you to shreds! Good, be gone! I'll break you! I'll break you! Good, be gone! Prepare! With this, return to dust! I hunger! Know this! Here is where it ends! Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves.
So, one thing that I really like is that the voice actor that does the character's voice also at the end says "Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves." I think it's really cool there. Okay, so we can see Gato is a reoccurring character, and he's going to be coming back in the game when it is going to be released, and that's going to be April 24th there of 2025. So let's head to the front here, and then we're going to go through this again. Okay, so the first thing we're going to see here is Gato, and he came into the SNK franchise for the video game Garou Mark of the Wolves in 1999, and initially he had his sight, but then going through he lost it, right? And now what they're saying is that he's voluntarily keeping his eyes closed. Now, I've actually looked this up a while ago because I thought it was interesting how they would say there'd be some people that would fight or meditate, and they would have a ribbon on their eyes or a bandage on their eyes, and it wasn't necessarily that they that's we can touch on that too. I was going to say it wasn't necessarily that they blinded themselves, but it was more the fact that they felt that sight was an additional sense that could be a hindrance. So they would close their eyes or cover them or blind themselves to enhance the other senses, and it's supposed to bring you better meditation and I guess at oneness. So it's very very interesting how that can happen, and that's a theory, I guess. If you do that generally the other senses are enhanced because you're relying on them more. But it's very neat that that's an option there to do. So for Gato, he has his eyes voluntarily closed, and it's to try to enhance his martial arts and his senses of what's around him. And that actually goes into some of his moveset there that we're going to be getting into later on. There's different religious people in Japan that actually are blinded, and they also, I don't know, I think a lot of them were born that way, but then in addition to that, maybe had done it voluntarily, which I'm not sure. I couldn't find any information on that part, but it's to help them actually speak to the gods better and speak to the dead. And they are priestesses that don't have any vision. So that is another group that also uses that lack of a sense to enhance other things, to basically do religious work with that. So let's take a look here and go forward.
I'll rip you to shreds!
Okay, so the first person that we're going to see, and actually it's the only person that we're going to see Gato fighting against, is going to be his sister, and that's Hotaru Futaba. And we did do a video for her in I think it was the beginning of fall time when they had announced her. Gato is very kind of a keep to himself kind of guy. He's not necessarily the happiest. They said that he's ruthless and doesn't have much respect. And when Hotaru Futaba is around, and there's a possibility that they are brother and sister, and he's not exactly sure. He kind of tries to stay away from her and everything a little bit because he's concerned that he doesn't want anything that he's doing or whatever to basically get her in trouble.
Good, be gone!
So
I'll break you! I'll break you!
So what we're seeing is that Gato works with Chinese martial arts, and he uses big strikes, and they're big strikes and they're fast. So he deals a lot of damage with big, fast strikes. And he also uses Baji Quan and palm strikes. A lot of his moves initially are named after Fang, and that is in relation to the heavy damage that he puts out. So, some of the things that are in Gato's build kit is the fact that he has sense so that he can feel people's presence nearby. His eyesight is gone voluntarily. Okay, so initially his eyesight was gone, but now he fights voluntarily blinded. He has an energy explosion. So he will actually put out a small amount of energy. He has energy attacks where he will infuse his feet with energy. He does a lot of acrobatics, which is what we've seen. And something in here that we have not seen is that he is into swimming. They said specifically for the history for Gato that he can hold his breath for 10 minutes, which really is sort of all built into what he is about. So if you look at him here, what I'm seeing is somebody that looks like they're into a lot of control, right? And he's trying to be focused, and he got rid of his voluntarily does not have eyesight because he's trying to be focused, and he's just really trying to hone in on control. And in that, he's pushing himself, right? So you have to push yourself to not be able to see and fight and get the rest of your senses better. You have to push yourself to hold your breath and hold it for a really, really, really long time, and then be able to be underwater like that. 10 minutes is I don't know if that's actually possible. I did competitive swimming, and I know for myself that the most that I held a breath was maybe, God, I'm trying to remember. I think it was a minute. It was like a minute, 10 seconds or something. It's much longer than it is now. I know that for sure. It's much longer than that. But I used to be able to hold it for a little while, and it was nowhere near 10 minutes. I don't see anything in here really tied to swimming. The background here is very beautiful. It looks like a more of a, we see the snow sort of coming down. It's more of a wintry, overcast evening type of look. I mean, we're seeing a little bit of light shining through some of the clouds there, but in this background here, there is a river or a pond back there. I mean, maybe that could also be ties to him, or how they were saying that he's into swimming quite a bit. I don't know the history of that, but yeah, very, very interesting here for Gato. Oh, actually, let's look at that again.
I'll rip you to shreds! Good, be gone! I'll break you! I'll break you! Good, be gone! Prepare!
So that could be one of his, it says right here, an energy attack. Let's go back and look at that one more time. Yeah, it is. So because it says here specifically infuses his feet with energy, and this is an up kick. Palm strike.
With this, return to dust! I hunger! Know this. Here is where
I think they also said that he was in his late 20s. In his late 20s. One thing's for sure, these graphics are great too. I really like the background. The way that this background is done, kind of, you know, the cloud wise reminds me of here. It's very overcast. You know, the way that they have the depth of the clouds and everything, the darker clouds and a little bit of lighter, some of the fog, the light just sort of peering through a little bit there, the little bits of snow. I think it's very nice. I like this background a lot. You know, a background that sort of reminds me of this is Thunder's background in Killer Instinct. Um, it is very nice. Very, it's one of my favorite backgrounds too, and I think it is sort of reminiscent with this one also. Yeah, it's very good there. Yeah, he looks very exciting. I'm trying to see anything else here that we can sort of pick through. I don't see any specific energy explosions, but we did see the energy attack there, and of course, he does have a nice full screen mobility there for his acrobatics. I don't see anything here tied to swimming with him, except in the background there is a some sort of a pond or a lake back there. Hey there, what's up? What's up? It is nice. It is nice. Yeah, I like it too. Um, his outfit seems a bit more traditional. You know, these types of shoes kind of remind me of ninja shoes. You know, where there's no lacing on them, but it just seems to just be a wrap, and it goes up the calf like that. It's very nice. Some looser pants there so that he can kick and everything, and then he has a top that has some embroidery on it and everything. It's very traditional. It looks very, very nice, very good. Yeah, and it goes, you know, down in the back there. That's also very traditional, and his hair. Yeah, I think he looks very good. His sister's not having a very good day though. Oh, that's a city back there. Yeah. Back there is the city. So he's off to himself. That's interesting. Southtown. Yeah, maybe. I'm new to King of Fighters and Garou, so I don't know necessarily the most about it, but I like seeing these the trailers and seeing, you know, how things are going right now for the new game. It looks really promising, really promising for City of the Wolves. I remember King of Fighters 13 was just a really good game. So I think this is going to do really well for these guys. And I remember at Evo, the line was just huge, constantly. The line was constantly huge for SNK. Yeah.
With this.
And these graphics are just so good. They did a really good job.
Turn the dust. I hunger.
You know, he has a lot of Ryu like qualities, but Ryu is more benevolent and nicer. He is staunch and I don't want to say he's mean. He's kind of no nonsense. He reminds me of Fang in Tekken. That kind of seriousness and, you know, I'm here to be the best. I'm here to focus and, you know, do my job and be the best that I can. And yeah, I think an interesting archetype for him. But he's very popular. Now they're bringing him back for a City of the Wolves. I can't help but wonder what his actual damage output's going to be, because according to the websites and everything, they were saying that he puts out a lot. Of course, Fang puts out a lot of damage too. Yeah, we'll have to see. Actually, Ryu does also. Yeah, that's interesting. We'll have to see what his percentages are. Very good.
Fatal Fury. City of the Wolves.
When Mai is supposed to be coming out sometime. They say winter of basically winter time. She's coming out in the winter time in Street Fighter 6. And the way that the marketing has been going with Street Fighter 6 and with City of the Wolves, they've been doing a really good job bouncing back and forth with each other. And I can't help but wonder, the more information when Mai starts coming out, if they're going to start releasing more information about Ken and Chun-Li being in this. Because they've been doing a great job going back and forth. And I think that they can really build and gather a lot of momentum, both games that way. Mai is going to be a really big deal. A really, really, really big deal. And the way that they're marketing her in 6 has been unbelievable. And her background and everything, I think from Fatal Fury 2, it was really well done. Really well done background. Yeah, I'm going to be very interested to see how, when Mai comes out, Fatal Fury has to have something to mirror that. And I bet you it's going to be Chun-Li and Ken. Or one of them. It might be Chun-Li, to be honest. Yeah, we'll have to see. Southtown is where all the lore takes place. I went to it was a New Year's party, and one of my buddies was into speedrunning, and he did the speed run for the first Fatal Fury game. It was really neat. We went through it and everything, and got to see everything along the way. It was cool. Yeah. So, let's see here. Is there anything else that anyone sort of wants to add, or I can't think of anything else here that we might have missed.
I'll rip you to shreds. Good, be gone. I'll break you. I'll break you.
Looks like over here there used to be a bridge or something over here, but it broke.
Good, be gone.
Yeah, I don't see that initial energy explosion, but I do see the energy attack. There will be more when the game comes out there.
With this, return the dust. I hunger.
Kind of reminds me of a guy Zeku, Kimberly, Bushin command grab.
Know this. Here is where.
Very nice.
Fatal Fury. City of the Wolves.
Very cool. You know, good stuff there for SNK. I'm excited for those guys. I think they've got a really good thing on their hands, and there's a lot of people that are very excited for it, and can't wait to see, you know, how it's going to turn out and everything. Which is going to be April 24th. Very nice. See, there's his sister right there. She came out in the beginning of fall. It was Ken and Chun-Li. Huh. Fall. Early 2026. Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. Well, here. So it's the wording. The wording is interesting, right? And it's because winter has a bunch of weird connotations. So winter time really starts around Christmas. So technically winter of 2024 we can guess and say is maybe 10 days. That's it. Right? Because winter officially, well, it's well, that, and this is where the wording gets weird. Winter technically starts actually seasonally around Christmas time until New Year's, because then it's 2025, right? But then you wouldn't really consider 2025 on to be like really winter time. You would think that would be after fall, later in the year. But the way that it's listed on here, and mine was the same, and it caused some confusion. It says here winter 2025, and everybody automatically thinks, oh, well then that's going to mean around December of 2025. No. It could mean January, February of 2025. So I bet you mine's going to have more trailers and things come out, and then Chun-Li's going to come out. That's what I think is going to happen. And she is going to be one of the big pushes right before the game comes out on the 24th of April. And they said Mai is supposed to come out in the winter time, right? And everybody was kind of going, well, why does it say, you know, it was something with how everything was listed. And then if you looked at it from that angle, it makes sense. It's tough wording because it's hard to figure out how to put it. You can't put the specific month down because if you have to work on it, or if you have to change dates, or for whatever reason, you know, you just don't want to put the month down. It's hard to lock it down because winter technically is in between 2 years, 2024 and 2025. Technically, winter, it spans both, right? So I bet what's going to happen is that the Mai information's going to come out, Chun Li information's going to come out, and then when Mai comes out, I would think Chun Li would come out around